is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Mongolia hits you fast. A country carved by wind and winter, where the steppe feels endless and the time moves according to the weather and animals. Out here, life is honest, brutal at times, and beautiful because of it. I chose Mongolia to get as far as I could from my Western world. I wanted to be thrown into the deep end. Minji welcomed me onto her ranch as a volunteer. I'd be joining a few other volunteers, getting front row seats to daily work, caring for the cattle and horse on the Mongolian steppe. The morning begins with cows that don't want to be moved. Or maybe they know that we're visiting the vet today. Recently, Zud, a brutal 1-2 punch of a summer drought followed by a merciless cold winter, has wiped out herds across Mongolia, forcing families off the steppe and into the cities, away from a life that once shaped the soul of this place. Zud is the reason the capital city of Ulaanbaatar is having an air pollution crisis. The overpopulated outer districts, consisting of former herders, can't afford modern heating, so they burn raw coal to survive the winter, which makes taking care of these cattle that much more important. The Mongolian diet is built on just a handful of ingredients,
I think it's hidden.
which include meat, dairy, flour, potato, I think that's it, carrots, proving that simplicity can be deeply nourishing and sustainable. Can't believe you're using factors.
I got some. It's usually you have to before you. Nothing. I got some. Wow.
Fun fact, there's more horses than people in Mongolia. Mongolian horses live a double life, half wild, half working partner, and fully uninterested in cooperating with you. Some horses in the herd roam the steppe freely for most of the year. And since the horse roam free on the open land, branding is necessary.
Tall grass dancing down by the St. John's riverside, and I can see Maggie running through the fields full of wild. A free spirit living a beloved life. I'm daydreaming about the South, appreciating those days. Growing up in Mongolia, a blessed world in the southeast. I remember running barefoot, well aware of sand spurs, sitting on the park bench, working on
Before I landed in Mongolia, I imagined that I would mostly be shoveling shit. Now I wasn't wrong. But the shit here gives life. It's fuel, it's insulation, it's fertilizer. Milking cows isn't the gentle scene I'd imagined. It's mud wrestling. You tie down a 2,000-pound mother, release the calf to activate her udders. Then you use your whole weight to rip it from its mother. Mongolians do this twice a day without complaining, which is probably why their fermented mare's milk once fueled an empire. Buck. Mongolian wrestling. Minji took us to a local wrestling competition celebrating the end of harvest. Competitors wear open-chested jackets, not for style, but because legend has it that a woman once entered disguised as a man and dominated everyone. Death on camera is uncomfortable, especially when it's not sanitized or edited into metaphor. But here, slaughter is a family affair. Quiet, methodical, respectful. They use everything. Nothing is wasted. It's one of the few places left where you can still see meat begin as an animal, not as a package. And if you want to understand this life, you can't turn away from the parts that keep it going. Minji's mother and sister are here, sleeves rolled up, and her daughter has returned from the capital city, taking a break from her studies in university, so she can help with the family slaughter. Watching a horse go down isn't easy. But here it's not brutality, it's continuity. A window into a culture that still honors the life it takes. Stallion testicles. Yikes, that's huge, bro. Okay.
Archery. Rama.
Honestly, the flavor's okay to me.
That's insane. I had to fight that.
In the shadow of Zud, Minji parts with a lot of her cattle. A measured sacrifice to keep the rest alive in a land that offers no mercy. Meet Tumanas Batur. She's a trick rider from Han Mongol Circus. A veteran of the national race circuit, and one of the first women in Mongolia to step into the brutal, unforgiving world of professional jockeying. She's a two-time winner of the infamous 1K Mongolian horse relay, and luckily for us, a friend of Minji. Riding a galloping horse while shooting a bow is way harder than it looks, and it already looks impossible. But the Mongols mastered it so well that their mounted archers could fire 6 arrows in the time a European soldier reloaded once. They could shoot in every direction and had accuracy up to 300 meters. As I sit for my daily morning viewing of the sunrise, freezing my ass off, I think about the circle of life. One life ends and another begins. Out here, no one pretends that the two are separate stories. By the end of the trip, a new calf arrives.
So small.
Hello, baby.
As if you wouldn't say it's a good surprise.
Yeah.
Steaming, fragile, blinking against the cold. The circle of life isn't a poetic concept here. It's a daily event happening in the mud, in the snow. One life ends, and another life begins. Life in the Mongolian steppe can be brutal at times, but never dishonest. People survive on exactly what they need, nothing more, nothing wasted. Back home, we drown in convenience and still convince ourselves we don't have enough. We keep consuming, keep reaching for one more thing. Like comfort is a contest we're trying to win. Living with Mongolians reminded me that we already have everything we need, and far too much more. Out on the steppe, stripped of the excess, life feels clearer. And for once, enough actually feels like enough.